Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, this is a show dedicated to everything pertaining to improving quality of life through liberation and independence, exploring alternatives to the daily grind, moving from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Today I want to talk to you guys about why you should run your life like a business. I mean, this is something that is completely and entirely underrated, underestimated, overlooked, and just taken for granted. I think we need to establish that money is everything. We also need to establish that health is even more important than money, and that how money actually affects it. And then let's look at time that doesn't give a shit about you, your money, your health, anything. It just keeps ticking and going on and on and on. It doesn't stop with or without us. So we need to figure something out here. I don't understanding why this is not looked upon. Why are we so depressed and unhappy and frustrated and spinning out of control? We got to gain control, you guys, and the only way we can do that is to get things in perspective. So let's start with money today. Money is everything. Let's just establish that. Let's just explore that for a second, okay? This day and age, 2019, old friend of mine used to say that. He says, I refuse to go forward. I think it's fucking funny. Whatever. Let's move on. Money's everything. What keeps the lights on? What puts the food on the table? What helps you when you need surgery? What's keeping you safe? What's keeping you dry? What's keeping you cold, warm? It's everything. Name me one thing that's out there that you're able to produce for yourself. Even if you're going to grow vegetables in your own food, most homesteaders still have to rely on feed, or they have to buy seed to get their own. Unless they're harvesting their own, there's very few out there, and it's very difficult. I think community is the answer to a lot of our problems, but there's big problems in community as well. I mean, let's look at some statistics. I mean, the 10% of businesses all fail within the second year. Some of them, I believe it was the first year. What is that telling us? Look at the percentage of college students that end up not even using their degree. How many people with degrees are actually not even using them? Communities, as I just spoke of. Most communities fail within the first year, like 90%, 10%. How many people are successful? How many people are able to retire? I'm looking at right now, I've been on a retirement binge. The number of people who, it's like close to 50% of Americans can't retire. And the numbers, you hear different information. I don't know what to believe out there, but I look around and I hear stories and it doesn't seem good. And even the people who are successful with retirement and money, they don't seem like they're that fucking happy. Not all of them. There's some people that, you rich motherfuckers out there in Tahiti sitting there, with your Mai Tai and you're dipping your toes in the fucking water. No, you probably worked for it. Some of you guys, it was just probably handed to you fucking little bitches. Yeah, I think we got this whole thing fucking backwards. So money, we established, yes, money's everything. We cannot produce everything that we need. So we rely on money. And why is this not taught in public education from us as parents, as individuals? When I look back and I think about my elders and the information and friends of mine that I looked for help when I was younger, the information that they gave me was just, I'd say 90% of it was just bullshit. And the crazy thing is to see them now and see the confidence in their face of telling me how it is and how it's supposed to be. And then finding out a couple decades later, you're looking at them, they're on fucking medications, they got prostate problems, they're ready to fucking die. And a lot of them are fucking depressed. So you guys, we need to get our money in perspective here and just understand the mind frame that it is everything. And the best thing I can give you guys is to use Excel or Apple's numbers, some way find out what's coming in and what's going out. This is a very big topic, and I'm not sure how to take this thing apart yet. But that's what a lot of this show is going to be about. So look for coming podcasts on it. But I want to talk about your health. Okay, let's look at some level of importance here. What good is all the money? How are you supposed to even make more money? How are you supposed to progress in life if you don't have your health? And I see a very large amount of us that are focused out on, let's go make $1 million, or let's focus on my job. I want to make sure I keep my 401k healthy and go for retirement. And meanwhile, health is just completely discarded. And you know what? I don't fucking blame you guys. Look at me, I like to say one thing. Do you guys want to know real fucking pain? Writing a check for $60,000 fucking dollars to the IRS back in 2016, the pen You can hear the etching marks on the fucking chick. I had to actually look at it and go, is this fucking real? Yeah, it can take you down, you guys. Our health should be the number one priority. I would say that even if we had to quit the monetary system or something, I mean, imagine you had the ultimatum, you were gonna die of cancer. And look at the amount of people. The rise of cancer is supposed to be up by something like 40-something% by 2020. You know, look at doctors. Again, I don't know how much to believe because you hear different statistics everywhere. I think with population growth, there's more and more babies being born. So maybe that's why they're saying it's like, I think it's a $25 billion business. It's just crazy. But your health, you guys, what we would do about that is we got to make the time, you guys. You got to get out there and you got to walk. You've got to start changing your diet. And we can stack functions in these ways of cooking our own meals and taking it to work. This helps your health. This saves your pocketbook in multiple ways. Stacking functions, I think, in your health is the best thing that you can do for yourself. And ways that what I'm talking about as far as stacking functions with your health, what I do is I go jogging. I walk very fast. And what I do is I put on a podcast and I'll educate myself. I even make a couple of phone calls sometimes while I'm doing a fast walk. Anything that you can think of. So I like the idea of listening to podcasts while you're walking, and education, not just entertainment. And I think that we have to sacrifice some entertainment if you really give a shit about your health. Start putting that time in that you put into entertainment and things like that, and start educating yourself to be a better person. And I think that, and to get yourself ahead. But the trick with the podcast is most of us don't feel like fucking exercising. I mean, check out my Instagram at Up and In It. There's a lot in there. I'm up at like 5 in the morning. I've got a whole show on. I'm posting every single day for this mini retirement that I'm on. And even that I'm not working in the construction industry until October, you know, having to get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, just getting up and exercising it's tiresome, and I don't really want to do it. But the trick with the podcast is it gets in your head, and you start focusing on that and start thinking of how you're going to get yourself ahead. Take every waking moment of your life where you're not spending it 9 to 5 or investing in your business, and think, how the fuck could I get out of here? If you're not happy, you got to go at this like a fucking pit bull, man. You got to get in your cocoon. You got to get tunnel vision and just work, focus every single day. But make sure you've got your health. Do the walking. It'll trick your mind, and you'll be focused on what you're doing. Next thing you know, you've done 20, 30 minutes of cardio in the day, and it's up. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is once you get in it, it's hard to get out because you start craving it. It's like a fucking drug. Your body, it takes about a week to 2 weeks. But we got to incorporate things. What I do is I do intermittent fasting, and I'll do some more information on that. I'd love for you guys to comment, though, because I want to make sure I'm just not talking to a fucking wall, you know, even though I have nobody to talk to. But yeah, I do intermittent fasting. There's ways to cheat if you don't have time. Take a look at my show. You can make plant-based smoothies and things for breakfast. Get yourself exercise in the morning. You got to have diet, vitamins, and everything else that goes with it. There's not a pill for every ill. So you guys, time doesn't give a shit. Let's move on about that. Time does not fucking care about your money or your health. You cannot buy time. So time, to me, on the pedestal of importance, it's the God of everything. And it'll just keep going with or without us. But we can. What do we have control of? We can manage our time. So as I said, it's up to you guys. You want to spend your time watching Game of Thrones or whatever the fucking shows are? Or do you want to get out of this life? You want to start doing something that you actually love and get the fuck out of the rat race, alleviate this anxiety and this stress? Because I don't know about you guys, but I experienced some severe anxiety attacks. And even though I'm successful right now, I have a full fucking plan. I've got money in the bank, and I'm on my mini retirement for my 6th year in a row. And yet I still fucking wake up with anxiety. Not all the time. It's subsiding. A little tip on that is write down your plan on notes. Use your fucking phone. Your phone is a huge fucking tool. It's not the end of us. It's not screwing us up. It's a tool, just like a gun. People look at, well, we should eliminate guns. You know, I don't want to get in a big discussion here, but there was a stabbing I just saw on the news. It's a knife. Somebody could get a butcher knife. These things a gun, in my opinion, could be used to defend yourself, or feed yourself. Or you can use it for wrong. A knife, same thing. You can chop vegetables. You also fucking stab someone like this weird fuck did today in Orange County. So your phone, use it to your advantage. And this is the reason why I want out completely. It's my life's goal to figure this shit out. Because when I look around me at the systems in place and the people that are in it and what is so-called success, it doesn't look good. There's shit failing everywhere. Everywhere, on almost every single thing, in my opinion, needs to be reinvented or invented. This shit's crazy. I, for one, am not a lemming. I'm not going to run and jump off the cliff, with all the rest of the lemmings, unless somebody gives me an inner tube. Gary Larson. No, you guys, the severity of this, I think, it's fucking scary. And there's a whole nother way out there. We do not have to follow suit. And I don't understand why nobody questions. I got to stop saying nobody, but very few people question these systems that are in place. And I think society, it feels to me like we're getting dumbed down. Like we just accept things. Well, that's the way it is. So, and the writing's on the fucking wall. It's all right there through statistics, and just go around and meet people, talk to them. That's what fires me up is my job is in sales, right? So I go in and I talk to a lot of people. What's going on? And you got to kind of, in sales, you kind of talk to people, human up, as my show says. That's actually one of my secrets of how I sell jobs, is people are like, I like you. But I ask them personal questions, some after the job's going, and how do you're retired. Any advice you can give a young guy like me, and I do these all the time. It's like giving them bait and see what the outcome is. And more scary, as I said, a lot of my friends that are out there, the older ones that are towards retirement, they're in their 60s and 70s. Where are they? How do they feel about it? Some of them are already fucking dead. Most people die within 5 years of fucking retirement, according to Google and statistics. So you guys, let's not be blindsided out there. I want a better life for myself, my children, my planet, and for you. And I'm going to figure this shit out, and I've got lots of fucking ideas. But you guys, it's been wonderful having you. Check me out there's a Facebook group. It's private. Ask to join. It's up and in it. There's a whole discussion and things we post there and different stuff that we don't have here on the podcast or the YouTube channel. Also on the Instagram, which is also up and in it. I post every single day. It's kind of my way to show you guys proof, because I guess there's a lot of people out there fucking lying or pretending, to be this, to be that. And I kind of just want to take you guys through the day. It's an easy way for me. It's an up and in it minute. I get 60 seconds to just do one or multiple a day and just kind of show you guys what the lifestyle of an alternative lifestyle looks like, what it feels like. And this is where I'd like to show you guys the pros and the cons. It's not all look at me flashing fucking, $1 million fucking dollars. For Christ's sakes, I drive a 1996 F-350 diesel pickup truck. So with a huge ugly camper on it. I like it. You guys, thanks for being here. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it.